this is meaningful, and this is just one thing of many that we're going to do in terms of tax relief, because I think we did $1.2 billion this year, which was the most in Florida history. We're proud of that, but I'm telling you, we're going to beat that next year and then some. And I think that a lot of folks are going to be very, very happy with what we're doing to stand up for taxpayers. So look forward to seeing this get a lot of support throughout the state. I think obviously here, a lot of these representatives, they understand the burden that some of these tolls. They tried to do the GMX thing and everything, and that got caught up in the courts. But the reason why the legislature wanted to do that is because they wanted to try to force some toll relief for folks down here. So this is one way we're able to do it out of Tallahassee by offering these great rebates, and it's going to save people a lot of money. And hopefully that, I would like to see the inflation go down. I'm not sure Washington is changing their policies, unfortunately. This Inflation Adjustment Act, Reduction Act, they called it, that actually is adding 87,000 IRS agents. That's going to go after a lot of middle-income people, small businessmen, handymen, people that have their own businesses that are, sole proprietorships. They don't have the resources to fend off these audits. And so there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be hurt by this. You also look, they're taxing gas and different types of energy in that bill. So we see rising energy costs, and what's their way to do it is to tax it. Well, guess what? If you tax it, you're going to get less of it, and that's going to be more expensive. So that's not going to reduce inflation. Now you have this thing with these student loans that may be $1 trillion, and even President Obama, some of his economists said it's like adding gasoline to the inflation fire, because you're putting this on the backs of taxpayers. And if it's $1 trillion, that's going to be an average of $6,000 per taxpayer in terms of the liability. How much are they asking the universities to take from this? Zero. The universities are the ones that have benefited from all this student debt. They raise tuition, and they take all the proceeds and they expand their administration and add more people for bloat. They're not adding better education with this, and they've made a fortune off this for years, and they're not paying a dime. I think the colleges should be responsible for this. They're the ones that have pushed a lot of the students to do it. It should not fall on the taxpayer. But I'll tell you this, in Florida, one of the things I'm proud of, since I've been governor, state universities, there have been 0 increases in tuition for our state universities. So you can go, it's not the same at every state university, but the average is like $6,300 for in-state tuition for a Florida resident. Where are you beating that anywhere in the country? I don't think you are. And of course, we have things like Bright Future scholarships, which you can get all of that taken care of, or a lot of it taken care of. So we're very proud that we have options for people that's not going to thrust them into the poorhouse with $100,000 in debt. And so a lot of students in Florida have said, okay, we have affordable tuition. I can do Bright Futures. I'd rather do that than take out $100,000 in some private university out of state. And so they do that because they don't want to be a lot in debt. And then it turns out, the debt is good. They're going to have to pay the debt anyways because of what they're doing with this. And so I think it is going to exacerbate inflation. And so what we're going to continue to look ways to do is give people relief from what's going on in Washington's policies and the Bidenflation. Here's toll relief. There's going to be other tax relief that's going to come down the pike. And I think it's going to be a really, really historic year of wins for taxpayers and toll payers throughout the state of Florida.